The Allahabad High Court has observed that triple talaq is a cruel and most demeaning form of divorce. Those were the words used in an observation. Women cannot remain at the mercy of the patriarchal setup held under the clutches of sundry clerics having their own interpretation of the Holy Quran, is what the court has observed. Is it time to interpret triple talaq exclusively through the prism of human or gender rights? That's our second debate this evening. Joining us, Kamal Farooqi, member of the Muslim Personal Law Board, Shazia Ilmi of the BJP with us, Maulana Khalid Rashid joins us as well. Zinat Shaukat Ali is the Director General of the Wisdom Foundation and a Professor of Islamic Studies, and Shaista Amber joins us as well. She's the Chairperson of the All India Muslim Women's Personal Law Board. I'd like to thank all of you very much for joining us. Let me just go across first to Maulana Khalid Saab. Maulana Saab, you would have seen what this particular observation was. Yes, it is an observation, but the key point of the observation is that the interpretation being made by bodies, for example, the All India Muslim Personal Law Board, is not necessarily the correct interpretation of triple talaq. So what makes you believe, sir, that your interpretation of triple talaq is correct?
The show has begun.
First of all, we welcome the court action in which it has dismissed the petition. And on the second hand, we are very much surprised by the observation of the learned judge, the manner in which it has been said that the act of triple talaq leads to cruelty, and we have and we will never misinterpret any verse of the Quran. One must make it very clear in one's mind that Islamic Sharia or Muslim personal law is not only based on Quran, it is based on Quran and Hadith. So you will find that the triple talaq is very much an integral part of the Muslim personal law, and everyone knows that the constitution of our country give us the right to profess and practice our religion. So I don't think that the Muslim or the Muslim personal law is doing any injustice to any Muslim.
But Maulana Saab, if you look at this particular judgment, it says the correct law of talaq as ordained by the Holy Quran is that talaq must be for a reasonable cause and be preceded by attempts at reconciliation between the husband and the wife by two arbiters, one from the wife's family and the other from the husband's. In effect, in India, in so many cases, triple talaq is an instant form of divorce. This process of reconciliation doesn't exist at all. It's the way it's practiced in our country. That's what the court has raised these observations on.
As I have mentioned, that Muslim personal law is based on Quran and Hadith, and in short it can be said that there are
the judge isn't denying
four
that.
ways in which
the judge Maulana Saab is not denying that. He is interpreting this differently from how you are interpreting it.
No, we are not misinterpreting anything. What I want to make it clear that there are four ways in which one can divorce his or his wife, while the woman can also take talaq. There are two ways are that one man can give one talaq only in 1 month, and the second one is that he can give triple talaq in certain conditions. However, there are certain conditions. And whereas the woman also have the same right, if she do not want to live with her husband, she has the right to bring an end to her relationship.
But Maulana Sahab, this is a period when we've got triple talaq taking place on SMSs as well. But Shazia Ilmi wanted to come in. Go ahead, Shazia.
Listen,
Maulana Sahab, we'll come back to you in a moment. Shazia, go ahead.
Yes, it's a very important point I wish to make. I do not understand what is the compulsion. I don't understand, Vishnu, what is this compulsion to protect men who want to abandon their wives? I mean, Maulana Sahab wants to protect the rights of men who abandon their wives at the cost of the Holy Quran. Maulana Sahab is ready to go against the word of Quran, and he wants to rely on hadith, which are so many in number, so varied in their interpretation of what the Quran is. Whether you look at the Quran itself or the Sunnah or so many other hadiths, none of them sanctify talaq-e-biddat, which was not even there during the time of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I don't know why Maulana should go against Quran itself to protect some men who destroy the lives of women and ensuring that women live in a state of fear. I am very shocked. Why should Maulana Sahib even want to fight this? And as for the Muslim Personal Law Board, it's a small NGO of self-appointed, self-anointed leaders who think that they are experts on Islamic jurisprudence. Even countries which practice Sharia, and there's so many of them, even they don't have talaq-e-biddat.
Okay, Kamal Farooqi joins us now. I want him to respond to what you are saying.
Should Maulana Sahib be going against
I want Kamal Farooqi to respond to what you are saying.
And even Quran,
so, you know, Kamal Sahib, we've
this
debated this on 2 or 3 programs in the past, and you say that your interpretation is the correct interpretation because Muslim personal law boards are based on culture, it's based on a specific interpretation of the Sharia and the Quran, and you believe the All India Muslim Personal Law Board's interpretation is the only one. But this particular observation seems to indicate the judge has an independent mind, and the judge believes in his interpretation of the Quran, and it's very different from yours, sir. Why do you believe you are the only person to decide how the Quran should be interpreted? Kamal Farooqi, sir.
I think, Vishnu, we have never ever said that the Muslim Personal Law Board has the final kind of things. We have been saying what Muslim Personal Law does. It is protecting the Sharia laws which are based on Quran and Sunnah and interpretation. What Shazia is saying, in fact, the Honorable Judge have said, all these issues now are pending in the with the Honorable Supreme Court. We have filed a detailed affidavit over there explaining all these issues.
No, but that I know, sir. So it's just an observation. We are debating the observation, sir.
Please allow me to say this. And as far as this arbitration which you are saying, it is already existing. As far as the Muslim Personal Law Board is concerned, it has already given a model Nikahnama which is available on our website. Anybody go and check it up, wherein we have very clearly said that the men should desist of divorcing their wife because it is the most undesirable allowable act. Most undesirable allowable act, and we have
then support and applaud the High Court judgment.
Keep quiet, Shazia.
Exactly.
You please understand.
Then why are you opposing triple talaq?
Just understand. No need.
Then why are you opposing it?
By
the same logic, sir.
Don't interpret.
Sir, by the same logic.
All right,
you should be happy with this.
let's not get personal. Let's not get personal in this.
Please,
sir, by the same logic, sir, you're
No, 1 minute, Shazia. I want to go across.
You're contradicting yourself,
and Kamal Sahib, 1 moment. I want to go across to Zina Shaukat Ali, who's been waiting very patiently. Ma'am, the point that was actually raised, and Kamal Sahib was speaking about the court cases in the Supreme Court, but a lot of the points which have been mentioned over there, a lot of people would say that they are deeply distressing the way it's been written. For example, one of the arguments which was raised in defending triple talaq is when serious discord develops in a marriage and a husband wants to get rid of a wife, legal compulsions and time-consuming judicial process, in extreme cases the husband may resort to illegal criminal ways of getting rid of her by murdering her. So this is the mindset which you are fighting now in court. Is this what it is essentially? It's not the law, it's not an interpretation, it's a mindset. Is that the battle that you're fighting?
That I agree with you, Vishnu. I agree with you. It is a mindset because whatever anyone in the world says, the Quran is not a discriminatory book. It does not discriminate against males and females, and there is no such concept of the triple talaq as is practiced, and which Mr. Kamal Farooqi himself admits is wrong. When you say talaq-e-biddat, and as an Islamic scholar, a very humble Islamic scholar, the word biddat means innovation, and the Muslim Personal Law Board calls it sinful and a criminal offense. So how can you permit a criminal offense? As a matter of fact, I think this entire judgment should be very welcome, and it is a step forward to lead to the Supreme Court judgment, which is also going to demolish this triple talaq. Now, also one must understand that within the text of the Quran, which I have studied very closely, when a man gives a divorce, or there is a period of waiting, a period of iddat. In Surah Talaq, verses number 1 and 2, if you read them, and you observe the period of waiting. Now, in a triple talaq, there is no period of waiting or no period of iddat that is adhered to. And very conveniently, a wife, whether she is pregnant, or whether the man is drunk, or whether it is a drop of a hat, or whether he is asleep, or whether he is in a fit of anger, can do away with her. And the argument that it cannot be taken back is a ridiculous argument.
Okay.
Because a Muslim marriage, a Muslim talaq, when a talaq is complete after 3 months or 90 days, if the same man and woman wish to remarry, there is nothing to stop them. There is no procedure of
I
halala.
want to go across to Shaista Amber as well at this stage. She's been listening very patiently over here. I want to go across to Shaista for another point in this particular debate. Another point which was raised in the Supreme Court, and again I'll quote from what was actually presented, is marriage is a contract in which both parties are not physically equal. Male is stronger and female is a weaker sex. Securing separation through court takes a long time and deters the prospects of remarriage. This is one of the most offensive and sexist points that can ever be raised. How can anybody be supporting or endorsing this? And yet the numbers seem to suggest that a lot of people in this country, Muslim women, do in fact continue to endorse triple talaq.
ये पूरे हिंदुस्तान में जब से पर्सनल लॉ बोर्ड ने तलाक पर जो भी तरीके से कदम उठाया वो पूरी तरह से औरतों को इंसाफ नहीं मिला। इसलिए अगर सुप्रीम कोर्ट और हाई कोर्ट अगर इसमें औरतों के लिए कुरान शरीफ के कानून के हिसाब से वो अपनी राय रख रहा है और अपनी बात कह रहा है तो हमें उनका मैं वेलकम करती हूँ और उनको रिस्पेक्ट देते हुए मैं उनका थैंक यू देती हूँ, क्योंकि उन्हीं ने औरतों की बर्बादी और औरतों की परेशानी और औरतों की इस तरह से तलाक को लेकर के जरूर कमेंट किया है कि आप ख्वाब में देख रहे हैं, सपने में देख रहे हैं, मन में आ रहा है, एसएमएस दे रहे हैं, इंटरनेट में ईमेल में कर रहे हैं, व्हाट्सएप पे, ऐसे तलाक कुरान शरीफ के कानून के बिल्कुल खिलाफ है। और अगर पर्सनल लॉ बोर्ड कहता है कि पर्सनल लॉ कुरान शरीफ और हदीस की रोशनी में तलाक के मामले निपटाता है, मैं इसको नहीं मानती हूँ, क्योंकि पर्सनल लॉ बोर्ड में बहुत सारे ऐसे उलमाए किराम हैं जो ख्वाब में भी, सोते में भी, बेहोशी में भी, नशे में भी एक बार तलाक कहने में भी तलाक मान लेते हैं, जबकि तलाक को हुजूर करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने तलाक एहसन और तलाक हसन को ही कहा है कि उसको अपनाया जाए और तलाक बिदअत और तलाक मुगल्लिजा को मना किया है। तो जो चीज अल्लाह को, अल्लाह की नबी को पसंद नहीं है उसको प्रैक्टिस में क्यों ला रहे हैं, उसको पसंद क्यों किया जा रहा है, क्यों प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, वो औरतों के घर क्यों बर्बाद हो रहे हैं। जहां तक हो सकता है पर्सनल लॉ बोर्ड को अपनी दारुल कज़ा में महिला काजी को बैठाना चाहिए ताकि महिला अपनी बात भी कह सके और 100% इंसाफ मिले।
जी शाजिया and Maulana Sahab, I'll come to you after that. Shazia, very briefly, go ahead.
बिल्कुल ये सही बात कह रही है। देखिए विष्णु, ये बहुत जरूरी है, जो चीज कुरान शरीफ में नहीं है, जो भारत के संविधान में जो अधिकार दिए गए महिलाओं को उसके भी अगर है, उसके लिए लोग क्यों लड़ रहे हैं, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। ऐसी क्या चीज है, क्यों मतलब उन्हें जरा से फिक्र नहीं है औरतों की। इतनी औरतें जाकर कोर्ट्स में बराबरी और इंसाफ की दरकार कर रही हैं, तो उसमें लड़ाई झगड़े की बात क्या है। आप उसमें हदीस को ले आए, हदीस तो इंटरप्रिटेशन है ना, मेन कुरान शरीफ है। मतलब आजकल ऐसे हालात हो गए कि हमारे मौलाना साहब जो है कुरान के खिलाफ बोलने को तैयार हैं, सिर्फ मर्दों को ये अहमकाना हक देने के लिए, जिसकी वजह से औरतों की जिंदगी बर्बाद हो जाए।
Maulana Sahab, another part of what this judge has said at the Allahabad High Court, and maybe quote, Muslim law as applied in India has taken a course contrary to the spirit of what the Prophet of the Holy Quran laid down, and the same misconception vitiates the law dealing with the wife's right to divorce. So the judge believes that Islam is not being practiced the way it should when it comes to this aspect of the Muslim personal law.
Islam is being practiced as per the directives of the Prophet of Islam, and again I want to make it clear that that Muslim personal law, the Islamic Sharia, is not only based on Quran, it is based on Quran and Hadith. As far as the example of talaq through internet or email or SMS is concerned, I want to make it very clear that these mediums, if used to give talaq, they are only used to inform. This does not mean that if a person is informing or communicating his wish of giving talaq to his wife, the talaq is valid. Talaq is to be proved in Darul Qaza or Darul Ifta.
So it's okay to actually inform your spouse that you are divorcing her on the basis of an SMS with no method of proper reconciliation.
No, it is not. It is a form. It is only a form of communication. One has to prove whether the husband or the wife or both of them has to prove before the Darul Qaza or Darul Ifta that whether the talaq given by his husband or the talaq or the khula taken by his wife is valid as per the Muslim personal law or not. The second point is that again and again it is being said that such and such thing is not mentioned in Quran. I want to make it very clear that namaz, which is the basic ibadat in Islam, Allah has only ordered to offer namaz. It has not asked how many times you have to offer namaz. The same how many times you have to offer namaz is being said by Prophet in his various hadiths and by the seerahs of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if it has not been mentioned in Quran that how many times you have to offer namaz, you say that I will not offer 5 times namaz because
Yes.
it is not being mentioned in Quran. What I want to say is that only the certain basic things have been ordered in the Quran. How you have to follow it has been mentioned in the hadiths, and we have to follow that.
Okay, Kamal Sahab, this government has said, in fact, in a blog, the Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has said that it is time to look at the issue of triple talaq, not as part of any attempt for a unified law in this country in terms of personal laws are concerned, but in fact as a straightforward human rights issue. The two issues need to be separated. Why do you necessarily believe that this is an attempt by the government to have unified personal laws in this country? Why do you not look at the issue of triple talaq separately?
Vishnu, you are very innocent and you are talking as if people are fool that they don't understand. Today's even the reference what Allahabad High Court has said, in fact, it is we do not know in what context it is said, but it is the kind of observation. The way Mr.
No, but sir,
Venkaiah
you should
has
read the context, sir. It was the context
God,
is very clearly
Mr.
spelled out.
Listen, Vishnu, either you have been putting long questions. I am not over there. So
All right, that's true. Kamal Sahab, go ahead.
So please allow me to explain. As far as the whole political gamut is concerned, that is what Shazia is saying. She is absolutely she is saying whatever her masters would be saying. In fact, that is their agenda. Shazia knows it that is their agenda of the Uniform Civil Code, and they have not even bothered to listen to our genuine things. In fact, we had
And is Shaista ji's agenda also, and is Zeenat ji's agenda also, and is Shaira Banu's agenda also, and it was Shah Banu's agenda also.
Please.
I
Okay,
totally
Shazia, 1 minute,
I
1 minute,
object to you
Shazia,
taking my name, sir.
let him speak, yes.
What is your agenda? I'm sorry. Don't politicize this. Don't politicize it.
This is what actually you are doing.
Nobody's
1 minute,
politicizing the
Shazia.
issue, and I don't want it back.
Shazia, 1 minute,
Because
Kamal
this is
Sahab,
not
let him make his
because
point.
he has no answer to give,
Let
so
him
he's
make his
attacking
point.
me.
Shazia, 1
Sir,
minute.
you have nothing to say. Admit it. You're on the wrong side, sir. You have nothing to say. You've lost the argument.
1 minute,
So
1
you
minute.
attack.
Go ahead, Kamal Sahab, yes.
Why are you getting angry? First, you take out from your agenda what was the manifesto. How are you taking it up? How is Venkaiah today showed his absolutely happiness? Why actually you have not heard to us? We wrote to our Prime Minister that please, before filing an affidavit, have our point of view also. We also represent.
Well, that is all now in the court.
They have their agenda. Everybody knows it.
Okay, let me go across to Zeenat Chaukat Ali, who has a point to make. Your last word, ma'am. We're running completely out of time. Yes, go ahead.
What is your agenda? To go against the Quran
these
and
are
against the
all
Constitution?
lame
What is your agenda?
excuses. Islam does not permit triple talaq, and I say that with a lot of responsibility because I've written a whole book on this subject. I say it with the fullest responsibility that there is no such thing as triple talaq in the Quran, and if you want to politicize this issue by saying Muslims in danger, we cannot fall for it. And at the same time, I say that no party should politicize women's issues. Women's issues should remain absolutely overboard and independent, and I welcome this judgment that has come, and I look forward to the judgment
just
of
one
the Supreme
important
Court,
clarification.
which I
In
am
fact,
sure
it's
will
not
fall
a
in line
judgment.
with the same.
It's just an
in the
observation
same way.
with the judge making it absolutely clear he doesn't want to say anything more because it is indeed being looked at by the Supreme Court. These are very strong statements, but it's only an observation, so that needs to be put into perspective. I'm out of time. I'd like to thank you all very much for joining us. That's all the time we have on the buck stops here. The 9 o'clock news coming up next. Stay tuned.